guys, in this week's video we're going to be doing something really exciting, which is talking about should I move to Las Vegas. Yes, you guys, I've been living your coast to coast lifestyle for a while now, since November, moving from Miami back to my hometown Seattle and then visiting a bunch of cities everywhere in between. Well, Las Vegas has really caught my eye, and I have 10 reasons that I'd like to share with you in case maybe you've been thinking about moving to Las Vegas. This could help you.
Am I awake or am I dreaming?
So starting with number one reason why I'm considering moving to Las Vegas is the cost of living. It is very affordable, you guys. I have been in Seattle now for a few months, and Seattle's always been very expensive, especially with Amazon, etc. However, nowadays, you guys, it is craziness. So I love Seattle. I love, living here and spending time with my family. However, I feel that it's time that we spread our wings, so to speak, and we're considering Las Vegas and potentially other cities. Phoenix, Arizona, we're going to be checking out in the next few months. If you have any recommendations for your city or anywhere else for that matter, drop a note in the comments and potentially I'll come out and visit you and take a look at your marketplace. So getting back to my number one reason, which would be affordability. So yes, you guys, the cost of living in Las Vegas is only 3% higher than the national average. Unlike, here in Seattle, gosh, I don't even know what it is. It's probably like 10 or 20%. And then in Miami also, I did a video last week where I highlighted that as well. So it's very affordable, comparatively speaking. And rent, if you're buying a house, there's a lot of affordability factors in Las Vegas. And at the time of this recording, the average price of a home in Las Vegas is about $420,000. That is craziness because here in Seattle, Washington, it's $900,000, you guys. 49% above the national average, and Las Vegas is itty bitty 3%. So yes, guys, that's a huge factor, is affordability. And double checking where Miami, Florida falls into this whole mix, it's at 14% above the national average. So yes, 14%, 49%, or 3% in Las Vegas, kind of a no-brainer. Now, of course, I'm open to other cities that I will be taking a look at here in the next coming weeks. And another thing that I want to mention as a real estate agent, of course, is there's a program, a rent-to-own program that was founded here in Washington State, actually, that has really caught my eye. I'm going to be doing a video on this in the next few weeks, and I will tell you more about this rent-to-own program. So I love that they have a lot of options like this in Las Vegas, because obviously everyone needs a roof over their head. Why not be putting that hard-earned money to work for you and potentially towards the purchase of a home? So that's what we're considering. We want to give it a shot, see how we like Las Vegas. However, why not, two birds with one stone, be paying towards our equity? So rent-to-own programs, there's quite a few in Las Vegas available, which are unfortunately not available in South Florida. And although available in Seattle, Washington, really competitive, super hard to get to. And then again, the whole affordability factor is a thing. So if you have any questions about the rent-to-own program, once again, drop a note in the comments and let me know. And then stay tuned for that video coming out in the next few weeks. All right, guys. Number two reason why we're thinking about moving over there is there's always something to do. Whether you like going out partying at night at the nightclubs, going out gambling, casinos, singing karaoke like I do, going out to eat, or going outdoors. Live events, live music, I should say, concerts and shows. There's always something to do and never a reason to be bored in Las Vegas. And I almost forgot to mention, there's actually even 24/7 restaurants. One of my favorite restaurants is El Dorado. They have a few different locations. My friends and I, whenever I'm in town, we always go super late, and they're really nice people. You can get drinks, you can get, chips and salsa and like full-blown like Tex-Mex style dishes. It's really good. So they have a lot of options 24/7, or of course they have mom and pop type restaurants as well. And number three reason is outdoor activities. So of course, as I mentioned, you've got the strip, you've got the nightclubs, you've got all that, great, go party, go gamble. However, there are wholesome activities that are family friendly as well. So as I mentioned a few weeks ago while filming things to do in Las Vegas, which we will link somewhere in the description or potentially somewhere here on the screen, is the Red Rock Canyon. Beautiful outdoor activities to do within 20 minutes drive from the city center. In addition to that, there's also national parks. There's Mount Charleston. There is the Colorado River. There is Lake Mead. There's Zion, which I'm dying to go to, hopefully when I'm next there in the month of May. So my point being, there is a ton of stuff to do in Las Vegas, both indoor and outdoor. All right, guys, and reason number 4 that I'm considering moving to Las Vegas is the incredible weather. Yes, you guys, I miss the sunshine that I had in South Florida while living there. And although we do get that here in Seattle, Washington in the summertime, which I love, you know, every other part of the year is pretty depressing, let's be honest. So I'm really looking forward to some dry heat. The summertime in Las Vegas is very dry, thankfully. It's not like the humid heat we have in South Florida. And the rest of the year is quite mild. It can get even a little bit chilly. When I was there in January and February, it was pretty chilly. So if you're going to be visiting at that time, you want to make sure you have your windbreaker because there's a lot of wind. So if you're somebody who loves being around the sun, then definitely you may want to consider moving to Las Vegas. I freaking love it. Dry heat all day long. It's therapeutic in the summer, of course, and kind of like a sauna. And reason number 5, you guys, I'm a huge foodie, if you didn't know that. I love, whenever I travel, whether domestically or internationally, I love being able to try out local cuisines, local dishes. And what I like about Las Vegas is they have such a diverse array of different cuisines. So anything, you know, a bunch of different Asian restaurants, Latin restaurants, you know, European, American, fast food, high-end dining, buffets. I love it. There's just so much diversity, amazing food scene. And reason number 6, you guys, is how lucky am I? Like literally there's 9 states that don't charge state income tax. And I potentially may be moving to another state that does not charge state income tax. So obviously Nevada is one of those 9 that does not charge state income tax. And it is amazing that that's the case. I've been lucky enough not to experience a state that does charge you state income tax, because I hear from clients that it actually does save you quite a bit of money. So yes, Nevada does not have state income tax, and the sales tax is reasonably affordable. Once again, the state of Nevada, it's about 4%, and then Clark County charges like an additional 3% for a total of something like 8% sales tax, somewhere around there. So that's pretty incredible. All right, number 7, you guys, I actually have a friend, her name is Katie, I'll bring her on, and she has not had a car in the few years that she's lived there. And so yes, you may not need a car actually. So cool thing about Las Vegas is it's pretty centralized, your proximity to everything. You could get away with Ubering quite affordably to a bunch of places if you needed to. I wouldn't say public transportation, just, you know, the proximity to everything is you could potentially Uber everywhere. So I would recommend though, if you like your independence and you like to, you know, go out to the outdoors, it might make sense to have your own car. However, if you don't want to have a car, you could probably get away with it. And then of course, if you make friends that from time to time lend you their vehicle, even better. And number 8, you guys, would be the fact that the airport is within city limits. Reason why that's cool to me, if you like to travel a lot, obviously I do, your coast to coast lifestyle, both internationally and domestically, the international airport, which is McCarran International Airport, is within the city limits. As someone who used to work for the airline industry, it is super cool that it's within a 10, maybe 20-minute drive for most places to get to the airport. That is amazing. You could leave your car at home. You can take an Uber to the airport, not have to worry about parking. You can get a ride from a friend super easily. It's not like in most cities where you have to drive 45 minutes, sometimes to an hour to get to the airport. So if you're in and out of town a lot because you travel for work, for pleasure, or what have you, just for kicks, it's going to be really convenient for you if you move to Las Vegas and you have to go to the airport. All right, guys, number 9 is there is barely any traffic. In fact, no, I would dare to say that there's no traffic. However, I'm sure someone's gonna, you know, post a comment and be like, what are you talking about? There's traffic all the time. Okay, guys, I came from Miami where there was a bunch of traffic to the point where sometimes you fear for your life. You're not sure that people are paying attention to the road conditions behind you, beside you, diagonally from you. There's all kinds of collisions that could happen in Miami, I-95. Okay, let's be real. And so whenever I've driven around in Las Vegas, I've been super happy to see that it's like they built the highways with growth in mind. Like, they're super wide. It feels like there's barely any traffic to get anywhere. Literally, you can drive from one point of town to the other within 30 to 45 minutes. That is crazy, because typically 30 to 45 minutes is just like a regular commute to get to work. So now imagine if you're like within 10 minutes drive to your work. Just super accessible. I love it. And lastly, guys, to wrap this up, is number 10 reason would be the people. Yes, I'll say it. The people that I meet in Las Vegas, although of course it is known to be very transient, most people that move to Las Vegas are from other parts of the world, other parts of the country, and they don't always stay, you know, there forever. However, I think that is changing a little bit. And the thing about that is, when people are moving around, I typically find that they're very approachable, very friendly, sometimes humble, very kind, compassionate. I mean, the list goes on. They're way more approachable and friendly typically, right? So even just going to a restaurant, like my server, going to the mall, like everyone's like very chatty, eager to make friends. I love that. I think it's super cool. And obviously the reason why I'm considering moving to Las Vegas is I've made an amazingly close group of friends from going back and forth, networking in these personal development seminars and events that I've been doing. So it's been just amazing to connect with other like-minded, super motivated people that just want to be, you know, good human beings. Who doesn't want to be around good human beings? So that wraps it up, guys. I hope that you have gotten some value out of this video. As always, feel free to drop a note in the comments if you have any questions, any feedback, or if you just flat out disagree with me. I'd love to hear it. Or if you want to suggest maybe your city that I can come out and check out and see if it could be a potential move in the future. Who knows, right? So hit that like button, you guys. As always, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time in my next video.
You're like a circle that floats around.